How we doing out there? First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG Technology Screens. We are got a little segment we like to call on our channel Up Close and Personal. So what Up Close and Personal is about, it's about basically doing demonstrations, showing you exactly what you're actually getting, taking away all the smoke and mirrors and tricks that you're used to seeing when it comes to gray screens that do this. And I'm not talking about one screen paint, I'm talking about all gray screens do this. And what they do is they do the illusional trick where they'll use high-powered projectors in their demonstrations. They'll use dark environments in their demonstrations, calibration, even down to 4K enhancement technology to try to make you believe you're getting something that's just not going to work. No, you're not doing that right now. So, I'm talking to my cat. I'll do something mischief. So, are you really getting contrast? You're not getting contrast. You can't read it. It's virtually impossible that a gray screen can do. But, like I said, the dark environments and high-power projectors with a ton of contrast attached to them, they give off the illusion as if they can do it. Alright, so, in the demonstration, we're using no high-powered machine. We're using a QE projector, 720p, an expensive model. I'll show you what you actually really get. Now, I'm going to be building a segment on my website, which is going to have these videos showing the world and everyone who needs to see this why gray screens are an outdated screen. Now, I've gone back and forth with an individual who literally got on camera and just lied about his products by saying his products could do all these things that it could not do at all, period. It had no way it could possibly do those things he claimed it could do. And the problem you have with the gray screens and other ones I've seen, they still do the same thing. They all claim that they're going to give you 100% contrast. They claim they're going to give you outstanding colors, but yet they tell you to calibrate. They tell you that you can use it in fully lit environments, but yet majority of their videos are done in dark environments. So in this demonstration, what I'm going to do here, we're not using expensive 4K projectors or machines of tons of inky contrast, none of that. We're going to be in a fully lit environment. My lighting in here is 24,000, so it's way up there in lighting. Projector we're using is only 300 lumens, 720p. Let's see what he got himself into. He's always doing something before I get on the camera. Right now he's fighting something, I don't mind that. As long as you're not doing anything destructive. Now when a customer watches a demonstration with any one of these companies that do this, again, the whole entire environment is rehearsed. That means that the projectors are calibrated, they got certain high-powered machines in there just to give off the illusion that they're doing what they claim they're doing. Problem is that when the customer gets it, it's not going to do any of that. It is basically going to wash out, and they're going to be stuck with this poor image at the end of the day, and then they're revised to calibrate and everything else. So you're not bought something at the end of the day, you're going to try and doing more. Mind you, we're going to be doing a segment on white screens also too. White screens also do it with the projector company. Sometimes will sell you projector package combo deal, whatever it may be. And they're going to tell you more money you put into a projector, the better your chances are of seeing a better screen. That's not going to happen. Alright, let's get this started. Got some videos uploading for the outside. Right now as we speak at other form sites while we do this. So let's get that out to some contrast. Contrast OLED. Ooh, is this a new one? Never saw this one before. Oh, we definitely have to check this one out. Hopefully it's going to do that, not a bunch of boring scenery. I'm just so sick and tired of seeing it. Scenery's okay, but some of it's just downright boring.
Birthday party. Birthday princess party. Birthday princessosaurus party.
But a dinosaur party sounds fun.
Get everything for every party on Amazon.
Now you'll notice in the demonstration, we're at partial lighting right now. We're not at full lighting yet. Even at partial lighting, you can see where there's massive amounts of contrast that is missing from the gray screen. The table is kind of like a deep cherry oak wood, and as you can see, it's faded and washed out here, where you've got that tannish look to it. And then over here on our side, we got our colors popping. You can really see the grain and the work in that table. Look at that right there. So no, you're not getting anything at all, period. And I've had emails come in saying, hey, you don't understand, Mr. Bird. My screen at the end of the day may be a gray screen, does it differently. I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't. You're not going to be able to read. What type of projector are you using? That's the first thing I'll ask you, what's your projector you're using? And it'll be some crazy, god-awful, insane projector. Why are you using all that? Why is that necessary? We don't use that in our demonstration. Show me some pictures, show me some videos. I'm going to see videos and pictures, same dark environment. Same dark environment, same nonsense. You've already told me what I need to know from the door the minute I saw the pictures and the video. Look at the huge, massive difference here. Look at the reds on this side compared to the reds on this side. Look at the black level we have here. Sorry, black level here, no black level there. That's literally how much you lose from a gray screen. Mind you, we're not on any high performance projector. I've been down that one too. Had somebody come like, well, your projector's not sufficient enough to be used in an authentic demonstration. No, any projector is good. This projector works perfectly fine. If it wasn't, they wouldn't have made it. So the fact that I'm going to have to go buy a more expensive projector to fix the problem, you just told me you're going to cost me more money. So, as you can see, that contrast is extremely important because contrast plays a role in whether or not you can see colors or not. And keep in mind, I explained this to the people who make these gray screen products. What about the dark level colors? Because we skip that completely altogether, and you can't skip the dark levels. So what about the dark levels? We don't want to have that discussion. Usually that pops up. You want to show everything, you got to show everything. Now look at this right here in the jewelry box. Look at the wood we have on our side of the screen that has a nice rich look to it, and then when you get to here, it's completely washed out. They try to convince you that you're seeing brighter colors. You were never seeing brighter colors to begin with. You were seeing washed out colors. Massive, huge difference. Mind you, we're not even fully lit right now. Right now we have roughly about 12,000. No, we got less than 12,000 over top of us because only 2 of the lights are on over top of us, so we're 6,000. 6,000 in. Let's go look at that cat again. Look at that. Massive difference. And then again, one of the things I've noticed about the people who make gray screens, doesn't have to be paints, it's not certifieds too, that they'll keep your focus on the animal or whatever objects in front. They don't want you looking over here. If you look over here, you will clearly see that that black ground is not showing up. This is why I tell people, when you watch demonstrations on contrast, always stare at the image behind the image itself. The whole story explains itself right there. You get that tannish look that pops up, that's the first sign that tells you that the screen is not functioning correctly. Look in the corners. The corners also give off information. So again, as I said before, when I was in the forum site, if I have to go out and spend money for a more expensive projector, that means at the end of the day, I'm fixing your problem. Because you sold me this thing at the end of the day, it's supposed to work. Let's get some more in here. I like this demonstration here. I'm going to subscribe to this channel. I like this they have over here. Very good video. This is a contrast demonstration. OLEDs give you color and contrast at the same time. Let's go back over here for a minute. I'm going to look at this level right here. Look at that. Look how we pick up how white the eggs pick up on our side with no problem. And we read the contrast. And whatever this is white stuff. I think it's salt in between. But we pick it up perfectly fine with no problem. As you see over here, the gray screen is picking up its white levels, but the contrast has failed horribly. On top of that, it's not reading color correctly. Got a nice bright yellow over here. We got a dull yellow over here. So we're able to register our white levels at the same time and read color and contrast all in one hit. It's a pretty good demonstration. I like this. Look at the piano. You see, sorry, violin. You'll see right here the nice wood grain, 100% black that's triggered off. The nice skin color. Here over here has good skin color, but the contrast is missing and the image looks dull. Same thing here. Look at the wood here. Look at the wood there. Here it's washed out. Here it's producing a nice dark wood, and on top of that 100% black. That was a cake? What the freak? That's freaking awesome. I like stuff like that. Look at that right there. Look at the massive difference here. I gotta get pictures of this. We definitely gotta do pictures of this. We're gonna be posting these pictures on the forum sites. That shows you how much of the color you literally are losing from your projector. It's like trying to watch somebody trying to deliver water from a well with a bucket riddled with holes. By the time you make it to the destination, there's nothing left in there. That's literally what you do to your projector. Every time you fire it up on a gray and white screen, you riddle it with holes. Well, our bucket is absolutely leak-proof. As you can see, that projector is able to work perfectly fine. So those projectors right there work perfectly fine. The problem I have with the QME2s and so forth, that series model, they always advertise them on white screens. Every demonstration I've seen, every influencer has that thing on a white screen. They're having a dark environment. Go, look, you're picking up this image. You're technically not picking up anything at all. You're not picking up a proper image. On our black technology, all those old 720p projectors, the ones they discontinued, those things are gold mines for us. Because we can make that projector look like this, which means it doesn't cost me a lot of money for my machine. At 100% contrast, extremely important. As you see, even in the commercial, it's important. See the red here on the keyboard? See the red here on the keyboard? Very important that you have a 100% black level capability. I want to go back and let's see what else they have in that collection. Man, that was a pretty good demonstration. Good color. A lot of good color in there. I'm going to go get me another channel because I'm keeping this here. I need the pictures off of this one to show up on the other forum site. Okay, that's the Samsung. This is the other one we're at. The perfect black OLED. Now you see where contrast and color plays hand in hand. Why it's very important, why you have to have that contrast. Contrast plays a big role whether your color works or not. Perfect example. Mind you, we're partial lit. So if I'm really going to fire this room up in here, that screen, it would go see them more. So, without all the gimmicks, this is a strip away with all the gimmicks. No expensive projectors, no ultra triggers to kiss the screen, no calibrating, no 4K, none of that. Down to bare minimum. I'm going to print out the specifications. Oh wait, I forgot printers on that machine right there. That machine's on repair. Got to reattach the motherboard. I'm going to print out the specifications for my projector and show you my projector specification on a QME2. QME Q2. My projector was just outside on our technology. Now, I forgot to get that from too. I needed it too. I got to go back. Just to show you, as you can see, how much you are losing from your projector without our technology. That's why we can use all these old projectors. We bring new life to these projectors. That's why we got a major campaign coming for the big projection screen companies. We're going to take their old projectors and show you what we can do with them, and then we're going to send them out pamphlets about our company and what we can do for them in their showrooms with our technology attached to it. Well, we're planning, once the paperwork comes back from the government, we're branching this thing out everywhere. I got samples going into all types of companies. Even more impressive when they come down to our showroom. See that technology right there operating the same way you're seeing it right now. But you see, massive difference. No little hiccup, no skip, no little bump, no yellowish tone nonsense. Actual massive difference. So that is an upgrade for your white screen, an upgrade for your gray screen. Now for those people saying, well, why are you just hitting on the gray screens? Because the gray screens are the only ones out there saying that they could do something that they can't. And they're using a lot of smoke and mirrors to try to say that they can, but they can't. I must have watched dozens of ambient light rejection, ARL screens that were gray and silver and wherever they were, claiming to do something that they can't do. See. Next to a black screen, I try to explain to them that your screen doesn't pick up. Or the first thing they say is, oh, you don't pick up, black screens don't pick up proper color. Oh, you'd be surprised at the day what our technology does. Don't put me in the category of others. I'm quite different, trust me. I can wash your screen out easily. Turn out the lights, I can bleed out your screen with a cell phone. Even in the dark, your screen's not even safe from that technology. So, again, this is a more superior technology. Now, like I said, anybody, I don't care what company you are, I don't care. If you feel that the demonstration we're doing here is false, sign our contract and let's go to court on it. I can back it up 100%. How many people can give you that guarantee? Back it up. We don't even have the money. We can make it 100 million. Doesn't make a difference to me. I can back it up. They can't give you that guarantee. You know why? Their stuff don't work. And their screen doesn't read a contrast level to save its soul. Got another one. New York City. Let's do some nighttime in New York. Are you reaching that contrast level? Now, when you're watching Star Wars, what color is Darth Vader's armor? Is it gray or is it black? I'm willing to bet the nose on my face that it's black. Knight Rider, beautiful black car. What color is that car? Is it gray or is it black? So a black vehicle on top of that. What about outer space? What color is outer space? We know it ain't gray. We know it ain't white. We know it ain't yellow. It's black. So how in the world are you going to display these images in a dedicated theater room and you can't actually pick up the color itself? You can't fake it. You have to actually pick up the color. Now, for those people saying, well, you do color screens? Yeah, we do. But my color screens have a shifting technology. They don't pick up actual black, but I guarantee you 100% they'll pick up a black level better than your screen at 24,000 in the ceiling, because I've done it already on here. But if we're getting to true black 100%, this is our technology right here. So as you can see, we're picking up that beautiful 100% contrast level, and the gray screen, well, it ain't there. Like I say, porch light on, no one home. Not even there. Now, gray screen, as I have been saying, they're commercial. They work in commercial. We are in commercial right now. Can't read blue. Can't read color. Go over here. Get some more of that contrast. I want to go with outer space screensavers. So let's get some nice black outer space screensavers. Got the nebula, which has color in it, but we'll play around with this and show you what ours produce. Next to the gray. As you can see, the gray comes up ashy. Color didn't even pop. Alright. Proved your point on that one, did we not? Go pull back over here. Let's go get nice dark demonstration. Nice screensaver. Not that one, but the next one coming up.
Guardians has a big story to tell. Ask your doctor if it should be part of your next act.
Oh yeah, better not be a whole commercial right now. Let's get past that. Give me another one. There we go. Massive difference. So there's a lot of contrast in there. Tomorrow we're going to talk about, do gray screens, are they fantastic for gaming? Up close and personal. You're going to be shocked at what you see. Especially if you Call of Duty players out there who like to do those night missions at the end of the day. Show you what you're really going to get. So as you can see, nothing there at all. Period. Just complete washout. There we go. Let's go bring some light in. We got light in already, but let's max out. Now we're in maximum lighting. And as you can see, our technology stays intact. Why? Because we have our ILEG, Infusion Light Energy Gain, where, yeah, screen paints usually have a 2.0 or somewhere in that area, but as you can see, it's not working at all, period. So now we're in fully lit environment. Fully lit environment, 300 lumen projector, 720p, no high-end projectors. There you go. Now, if we were going to do what they're going to do, that means I'll spend $3,300 or $5 grand for a projector. Make sure it's 4K. Make sure, hopefully, it's ultra short though, so it can marry next to the screen. And probably have to calibrate it. I'll take out all these lights and probably put some lights behind the back of the screen. So, yeah, there's that. Let's pick up that Starfield screensaver. I can see why they give me Garfield. I can really hear it myself. That's in Garfield. Here we go. Basic. And we're doing another one. Can gray screens make our screens unwatchable? Are gray screens great for outdoors? Got a lot to do. A lot to show you. Up close and personal. Now, I'm going to be grouping all these videos onto our site. You can come see them all in one hit. And if I ever have a discussion in the group, I can just take the whole entire page link and boom, drop it over there. See them being scattered all over YouTube, trying to figure where they're at. We'll compile them into one page. As you can see, contrast, no, does not work on a gray screen. What if we put it in the dark? No, it doesn't work. It can't see contrast. Not even in the dark it can't pick it up. Because that's technically where you're going to be at. You're going to be in the dark trying to get that thing to function on a projector you just paid a lot of money for. Any light in the environment? Well, let me see. Put the cell phone over here. There we go. Let's put on our cell phone. Simple flashlight on the cell phone. Let's see what we got here. There we go. That's all it takes. Just a little bit of light. Gray screen. Gone. Probably advise people not to have cell phones on when they're doing demonstrations, because in the dark, because the screen may disappear on them. Lights on. Do partial. Go. So as you can see, nothing. It doesn't work. It can't see contrast. This is the chill music they do. Whoops, wrong one. Wrong one to hit. I want the other one back. Give me the other one back. Give me that. That was just there. Move downside of it.
Can't get in there. I need food. Can't swim while I'm eating. Genius. Tiny lights. The chip will keep you dry. That felt even intentional.
The industrial grade product you need, plus 1 million more.
Right, you've seen the commercials don't run right. There you go. That's a massive difference. These are dark, what do they call them, oh man, I forgot the name they call them, like Loft Girl, stuff like that. They're dark visual videos, play a little music in the background. They don't register on gray screens. Now, again, I got people out there raging something today. Well, that's not my screen. My screen would never do that. Yes, it will. It will do that. It's great. It'll do it. That's his product at the end of the day. My product would never do nothing. Yeah, we got that too on top of that. People screaming about that. His product, the scam product. It is what it is, people. But they're saying their product is nothing clear close to that. It's better. Well, we'll buy it. We'll get it over here. And I'll show you where the gray screen doesn't read. It's not about just his paint at the end of the day. It's about all gray screens. Whether you're certified or not, whatever you are, you can't read. I'm going to bring in a high-performance top gray screen in here. And I guarantee you, it's not going to work. We have D-Light's top gray screens in here right now. They don't function on this thing. You can't read contrast. Now, if you've been the same thing when you're arguing with me on this level about reading contrast, that means you were telling your customers, that they're reading contrast. And if that's the case, you just committed consumer fraud. Because there's no way in the world you're going to walk that in a courtroom and explain to a judge that you're reading a 100% contrast level. And if you sold about what? 30, 40, 50, 60 of those things? Even 3 of them if you started getting in trouble. Did you tell your customers 100% that they weren't going to read a contrast level? Or did you tell them they were going to read a contrast level, you knowing that they can't? That's consumer fraud. I got a lot of companies to challenge at the end of the day. Got a lot of emails to write out, like, I read through your specifications sheet, or you read it 100% black. Now, if you're gray screen, then you have to describe what type of gray level contrast you are reading. See how complicated things just got? There you go. That's why they're mad at us, because they'd rather have our screens come up too dark and they're unwatchable, trying to make that statement, then basically come out and tell the truth that their screens don't read 100% black. Anybody with half a brain would be to figure that one out. If you go and ask your car to be painted black and they bring it out gray, what are you going to say at the end of the day? Well, look at them and go, oh no, it's not black, that's gray. Okay then, there you go. Let's go over here and let's grab some more black levels. I want to put in, let me see, let's see, nighttime contrast demonstration. Nighttime contrast demonstration 4K. There we go, nice fireworks display, perfect example. Nice fireworks. Now I watched the person who had Fernando's paint. It was one of his customers. Nice setup, beautiful screen. Like I said, then he had everything set up, not the screen itself. How he had the screen set was very nice. And he was going to do a fireworks display just like this one. And you know what happened? He turned the lights out. The room was nice and bright when he was showing off the screen, which I see a lot with gray screens. The room is nice and bright when you're showing off your screen. But the minute it comes time to turn the projector on, lights go out. Why is that? Maximum lighting. And remember, goes, whoa! The grand finale. When people leave, which you're not supposed to do, you're supposed to wait. You're going to do the whole freaking boom, boom. And you be running back. Everybody knows the audience is quiet for the finale. They have to build it up. Contrast levels that escape a gray screen is unfreaking believable. Now the gray screen will give you a little bump up from the white screen, it will, but it's not an upgrade. It's still not an upgrade. You wasted time and you wasted money painting that thing in, just to end up like this on your projector. And those people who back this nonsense in the day, you already know the truth. because you have turned on lights in your environment and you know how your screen pulled up, just like that. Let's go over to, let me see. We've got a little outer space here, OLED outer space demonstration. I'm going to grab this one right here. This is a nice contrast by OLED.
CeraVe Sheer Tint Sunscreen, now in 3 flexible shades for a healthy glow. Developed with the dermatologists to blend.
Now again, we have to make this crystal clear for individuals who don't know how to control their emotions. This is not about a paint. It's about all gray screens. As soon as I get back down and pick up my Velcro, I got a surface that's designed to basically hook those gray screens to, so we can do the side-by-sides on them. While we're getting this started, it is on this product. But that's really what his customers got. Now, of course, you could have done the same thing. Stuck it in a real dark environment. Do the whole light tricks at the end of the day. Go buy an expensive projector and do that, whatever. That's going to get me in trouble. Because anything I say on there that's not true, that's really what's going on in that demonstration, can get me in a lot of trouble. That's this right here. See how the blade shines on our end? See how it's dull on the gray? Let's go over and get J&K 4K demonstration. We got a nice demonstration of a guy blowing fire up over there. I'm going to check that one out. Let me see. Oh, we got the one, the black bite too. Definitely going to be doing this one. Let's click on that one too. I think we'll do 2 of these a day. I like doing these. And in between that, I got to do demonstrations outside. So we do 2 types of demonstration. Outside on one screen, and back in here. We'll be outside with this also too. Mind you, these demonstrations are not going to be just to YouTube. I plan to have these these demonstrations are multiple forum sites on here. These are going to the forum site right now. We take the pictures, do the promo demonstrations. That's why I saved that video on the other end. It's going to promo demonstration. And when I get my showroom, these will be on massive displays to show you why the gray screen is outdated. Customer needs to see the real deal. Not those fake demonstrations. You need to strip away and see the real deal. Where's that demonstration up the flame? Oh, let's show you this right here. This is going to be an interesting call right here. I've seen this demonstration done in the dark also too. No, see right here? Another perfect example. We are picking up the blue, we're picking up the white, and the 100% contrast to give it the shadow effect, where the gray screen completely missed the boat. There's a difference here in the brick. See how it looks more rich. Over here again, back over to the gray, washed out and dull. Technically, you have cheated your projector's performance. Now, you know, I say this in every video demonstration. Anyone, don't care who you are, what company you are, if you feel that the demonstrations we do here are false, then sign our contract, we'll see you in court. Now, for those who know about the contract, it's basically giving you the opportunity to back up what you speak. Which means if you feel that we're using any kind of camera equipment, software, anything we're using to try to make the camera do what it needs to do, walk us in court, let's get this done. Keep in mind, if you lose in court, you owe Mr. Bird $1 million. And again, for those of you who don't think on the normal level as the rest of us in this world, and you think that, okay, I'll sign it, I won't show up. That's the worst thing you could do. That means you automatically forfeit, which means we still win the case, which means I can go to a debt collector and sick them on you. I can still take your stuff from you. Because now you owe me $1 million, whether you show or not. You don't sign things that you're not ready to take responsibility for. They hate that when I make that statement in my demonstrations, but I can back it up. I like when the guy came and said, but you don't have $1 million. No, I do not. But the simple fact that I can do that in every single demonstration shows you how much confidence I have in my product over everyone else's. I dare you. That puts people who talk too much in check. If I say your screens are outdated, whether all gray screens are outdated, then all gray screens are outdated. We've done the test. Look at that. That's a massive change right there. All our products are batch number verification, which means that all products are tested before they're sold. Keep in mind, if we walk into a courtroom, we may challenge your product while we're in there. If we challenge your product in there, you're going to have to show testing that your product was tested before you sold it to the consumer. If you have no test proving so, you can be brought up on that. Any accusations we make will stick because you have no proof it works. We have batch number verifications, and you can't have a verification on a batch number unless you have a test to begin with showing that the product works. They work kind of hand in hand. Even ship back policies work the same way too. As you see, gray screen's not doing too well. Let's get some heavy contrast in here. What do you have here? Good, this is heavy contrast. Nice total eclipse. Neon forest. There we go, to the flames. Now we call it up close and personal because you can right on top of the screen so you can see what you're getting. Usually do these demonstrations at 11 to 12 feet. And 11 to 12 feet in a standalone, you don't know what the heck you're getting. That's why I did demonstrations where I put a white surface on this screen, and I could walk around the environment. No matter what angle I pick up, you can see the difference in our technology. We've done those demonstrations halfway across the room. You can see the difference. So, if you're not willing to walk into a courtroom to back up your product, what are you doing selling it to customers? That's the problem that's going to come up in the courtroom. If you can't back this stuff up, what are you doing selling it to customers and taking money from them? Because apparently you're telling them something that ain't true. So you're not reading contrast. You don't read color, and you're not ambient projection technology. That's why people do demonstrations where they open up doors and windows to try to give off the illusion they're doing something, but they're right on the website, not ambient light projection, or on our containers that we get from them. Yeah, or their containers that we get from them. This is what they really do. AK desired nature. Now I'm supposed to put down AK. I was wondering if I switched it, but it basically would have brought it what I asked for, but nope. Let me see. Let's make as many times as I said this would actually go through, right? And that gets it confused with the assault rifle every single time. Alright, there we go. Now, let's start off with several ones. We'll start off with the black makeup. First, I know we'll start with this right here. We usually do the black makeup. Let's get some colors in there. This is going to allow you to see color and contrast at the exact same time to see if the gray screen is reading this, or is the contrast, lacking of contrast affecting the gray screen. And as you see right from the door, there you go. Now, for gray paints that don't say your ambient light projection, But you do say on your site, you do work with some forms of ambient light environment. You work in commercials, which I've seen that too, and you run outside. Those are lies. For those screens out there that are saying you're ambient light rejection, you're definitely not ambient light rejection. How would that even work? You would have to be in the dark to get your color and contrast to kick. So if you're in the dark, well, you would use the ambient light rejection. What did I just pay for? So I'm going to pay for an ambient light rejection grade screen to be stuck in an environment that's dark, which is useless for the ambient light rejection technology, because I can't get the colors and contrast to read if I have the lights on. See how backwards that is? So if I got a regular gray screen without ambient light rejection, it would have been cheaper. But if I got a gray screen with ambient light rejection, it'd cost me more money. They kill me with that little flashlight to hit the screen with the lights off. You should be doing it with the lights on, because it stresses the screen. And then there's no image on the screen. You just look at this. It's absorbing the light. Oh my goodness! You still can't see a contrast level. You don't read the contrast. Why do you guys skip that whole entire part? That's like learning how to drive and you skip the part how to park the vehicle. How does that even work? You got to do the whole thing. The whole thing. Not just half, all of it. Here we go again. Let's show you some more. Tomorrow, up close and personal. We're starting them at 7 o'clock. That's where we're going to start them at 7 o'clock. We'll have a time we do them. And tomorrow it's going to be gaming. Let's do some PC gaming on here. Let's do the PS4. For those who sit there and say, but you got to have the PS5. It doesn't make a difference if you have the PS5. It doesn't make a difference if you have PC. It doesn't make a difference if you have old school, retro, Nintendo, Atari. You cannot see contrast. It will not work. You know the old games that had the 100% background, like Defender and Space Invaders and all those different games? You can't see that. So it doesn't make a difference what console system you have or what type of PC or graphic card you have. You still can't read the contrast level. That won't change anything for you. Had somebody come and tell me, but you had to have a... No, you do not. You can't read contrast. I can get Atari 2600 and play games on there. You can't pick that up. Simple Pac-Man. You can't read it. You want to entertain it? Let's entertain it. Let's go just pull up a Pac-Man demo. Go to YouTube, darn it. Here we go. Let's go pull up Pac-Man demo. Basic Pac-Man demo. Right here. Do you see it now? You can't read that because you have to have 100% black to read a Pac-Man demo. Can't read the reds. That's not pulling up. So if you're talking about high-tech gaming with high-tech equipment, you can't read it. Just like your projector. You spend money for a projector, you can't read. This is where we have to have that interconvention with the gray screen, sit it down and explain to it, look, you can't see contrast or color. You're not ambient light rejection technology. You are outdated. They don't want to believe it. They want to just think they can do, well, okay, then the best way to get you out of reality, and get you out of the fictional world into reality, is to walk into a courtroom. Because there's a different area in there. And there, you can't do that mumbo-jumbo nonsense. It comes with a price in there. So if you're not willing to sign contracts and walk in there, that means bottom line is you're selling something to your customers that you can't back. Now look at that. Look at that massive change right there. And if anyone else is sitting up there saying, well, Mr. Bird, it should be in a what? Dark environment? No. then at the end of the day, for those you claiming to have ambient light rejection, you are not supposed to be in dark environments, well-lit environments, and screen paints who don't have ambient light rejection capability, it means you're outdated. The fact you can't be at a black level, you have to be in the dark to try to get your black level to work, you already clearly made yourself outdated. So the QME projector we have here works perfectly fine, only on our technology. This is why when we sit and see on camera, all these old projectors we have in here, they only work on our technology. If we stick these projectors on any other screen, they don't work. That's why my customers can go out and spend $40 or under $200 for a projector. They don't spend all the money for the big bells and whistles because they can't get the screen to work. Interesting. Let's do one here. Trailer for Warhammer. We all know that Warhammer has very serious dark contrast levels. If you're a Warhammer fan, you know what I'm talking about. Little sneak peek from the raw. We got a couple gaming. I got the Switch, Nintendo Switch 2 and 2. I'm getting that. But anyway, I'll show you where that doesn't even read. That's why when you watch screens on gray screens, you're in the dark all the time, and still they're not picking up correctly. Ooh, man, that was bad. Warhammer, Dark Ties, trailer.
Today, you don't mind the wait. You've got the all-new Caesar's Palace online casino. Hundreds of your favorite...
Now, any of you who feel that the statement or technology comes out so dark you can't watch it, let's walk it into a courtroom. Let's sign papers and go in. You don't want to do that either, do you? No, because we would basically embarrass your gray screens, or white screens, or gunmetal screens. It doesn't really make a difference at the end of the day. That screen paint right there is far more superior on every level when it comes to any gray screen or white screen. Look at that. At 300 lumens. It looks absolutely amazing. Where a gray screen is failing. Make a difference what your system is. Won't work. So that's going to be for tomorrow. I want to talk about gray screens absolutely useless for gaming. And why contrast is extremely important when it comes to gamers out there. That's literally how much you have lost off your screen when using a gray product. It's pretty bad. Definitely doing a demonstration on this one. Promo. Demonstration of this. Promo demonstration is going to be labeled gray screen, completely colorblind. Blinded by the light. That's just a perfect song for it too. Blinded by the light. Look at that. That is crazy on how much color you're losing from your projector at a rapid pace. Just take a moment to soak that in for a minute. How much you've lost. This is why I advise you to calibrate. That's why they say, oh, a little calibrating is good. You gotta fix their mess at the end of the day. That's why they gotta force you to do it. Tomorrow at 7 o'clock, we'll start up close and personal as I go back out today and do some videos, demonstrations for the screen. I go back and forth. And this one's going to be gaming. Are you really getting what you are supposed to be getting from a gray screen? And this is not just, again, all about his product. It's about all gray screens. All gray screens have this issue. Anybody on eBay want to sit there and say, oh, Mr. Bird, I think you're wrong. I think my gray screen will. Okay, then. We'll come buy from you. We'll bring you on here. We'll put you into 24,000, and we'll see if your screen registers. Mind, the projectors we use in our demonstration will not be anything high-end exclusive machines. They will be the Acumi 2 projector we're using in the demonstration at 300 lumens. That's it. So all you get is 300 lumens to get it to work. These machines aren't calibrated in any way whatsoever. Alright, hope you enjoyed the demonstration. I'm so glad we had this time together. I've got to do a promo demonstration on this one right here if I like it, get some pictures and stuff, and get ready to advertise that and show it off on another page. Like I said, if you feel at the end of the day, the video we just did here that was falsified, fake, maybe we're using camera tricks at the day that you feel in the day, sign the contract. I'll see you in court. That's all you got to do. Now, mind you, if you take these things as a joke, this is a binding contract. If you feel in the day you're going to sign one just a showboat at the end of the day, your signature is on our contract, which means I can take you to court on that, which I will. And if you no show, then guess what will show up at your front door? Debt collectors. We'll collect that money you owe me now. And I can enforce it by the courts. I got your signature. Now, if you sign someone else's name to it, then that's forgery. Then you're looking at some really bad stuff that's going to happen to you. You don't want no part of that. All right, then. So it is what it is. Gray screen, you do not work at any caliber, whether you're certified, whether you're paints, I don't care what you are, films, whatever, you can't read. All right, with that being said, gotta go. Thank you for your time, and God bless.